How many minutes is a few? Lumpy dog, it's now. Hey, first in the chat, Mr. B's fishing things, then Chewy, then Daryl Deemer, Alien World Aquatics, and Lumpy Dog. How y'all doing? 3 here, 5 thumbs up already. Thank you guys so much. How you guys doing? Um, hey, Valley Fish in the house. Hey, Daryl Deemer wrote me a couple of notes about heading over to the Quad Cities. What a great time it was. Did you make it over there, Valley Fish? And guess who wants to come up? By the way, people have been asking about when the Mobb Guppy shop would have Bolo stuff. Well, we got Bolo stuff now in the Mobb Guppy shop. So there you go. Turbo Fish, what's up? How are you? Come on, Bolo. Come on. So this is his little game, by the way. He'll go and scratch my leg, then I reach down, then he comes over again, and here we go. You ready? Okay. So there he is, the world's most spoiled dog. Has his own merch. So there you go. And oh, very cool. Well, I'll tell you what. I wish I could have gotten up there. Sunday's really difficult for me. Since I started the new job, the company I work for does not give vacation until you're here for a year. Well, my 1 year is May 1st. And technically I could get back in time, but I get up. I have to be up for work at 4 a.m. And when you're up for work at 4 a.m., you get in at midnight, 1 a.m. That's not all that good. And so that's why I didn't do it. But I shipped out some shrimp today. And so shrimp sent out 10 plus 2. But I actually sent the guy 15. So there you go. And so well, that's fantastic. I wish I could have gone up there. I will get up. I will go to Aquashella in Chicago. It's just go in and spend a day or two. What's up, Bolo? I just took him for a walk, by the way. And so there you go. So I shipped out a load of shrimp today, which was great. Your swordtail guppies are doing great. Lumpy, you want some of these? I can hook you up. Write me a note at mob.guppy at gmail.com and I will I'll hook you up. And so I've got plenty. In fact, I'm now beginning to sell them on eBay and on Aquabit. So ironically, it's kind of interesting. And one of my buddies who does a lot of fish selling on eBay and Aquabit says he gets most of his stuff off of eBay. So far, my orders have only come from Aquabit. But people are after my shrimp. So, so there you go. But hey, Jesse, AC Agua in the house. GRB Aquatics. Hey, welcome. And so, I'm sure we can work out a trade. Lumpy, as soon as I get my into my new house, I'll be much more available because I'll have more fish aquariums set up. And when you have more aquariums set up, you can do more stuff. So I've been inspired by our buddy Michael at Michael's Fish Room, to have, he calls them Michael's Mutts, stuff that he puts together. I'm calling them Mobb's Mixes. And I don't have any ready yet, but it's coming. And it's I shipped shrimp to Wisconsin, and the guy said not a problem. So I put in a 72-hour heat pack in with them, and so I got to the post office right after 1 o'clock today. Actually, right after 2 o'clock. That's what I did the last time I did a ship out. And doggone it, I went and logged in. It's gonna take 3 days to get to them, so hopefully they survive. And but I think I wrapped them up good, so that's the good news. So yeah, I think that yeah, so it's I shipped off like 95 shrimp and a couple of guppy fry to our buddy Logan at Ambist Aquatics a couple of weeks ago. He got them in Oregon. All everybody was living, everybody was happy. A lot of people grip about shipping anything, and so and yeah, so yeah, Lumpy, I think that's the case. And I wrapped them up pretty good insulation. I put peanuts in there. So I think we're gonna be in pretty good shape. I hope. 72 hours though, that should be good. So it's on its way to beautiful Wisconsin, where they'll live out. And he got young ones. I mean, really young, so they'll be able to grow up, and hopefully they'll be able to adjust, handle the trip well. So there you go. So what else can I tell you guys? Um, yeah, I as you can see, Bolo wants to eat, and yeah, he's pretty spoiled. The other day though, I went out. I went to my fish club meeting on Saturday. Went down to Northwest Arkansas and hung out with the Northwest Arkansas Aquarium Society. By the way, if you're looking for another club to join, that's a good one. These are good people. I really like them. Michael Gaines runs it. I mean, it's really a good group. So that's good. So I have more new uh, super red pleco fry, and it's and but you could imagine big pools of guppies that are usually full of koi indoor. Yeah, I could, and that would be very cool. Um, it's I'm just so jazzed about moving and getting everything set up. William Pridemore. So my fish club meeting, they went through the idea of how you set up your own fish room, all the different stuff around it. It was pretty fascinating. It was a pretty good talk. I love going to people's fish rooms. I love seeing them, and I love seeing the whole process, and I appreciate um, you know there are some people that do many better things than I do. Like I'm not a do-it-yourself guy. It's just not my skill set. But I appreciate people who do that. Do you know what? I have not, and I've got to catch up on my video viewing because you've been putting up a lot of content, Chewy. I'll go and get that. Hey, I'll tell you what. I When I lived in Alabama, I had I was single like I am now. Before I got married the first time, and I rented like a one bedroom apartment, and ironically, I had more room in my bedroom. You know where all the magic happens. If there's magic happening there. Okay. So so my bedroom was bigger than my living room. So I went and I put let's see, I had a 55 in there, I had a 20 high in there. And of course they had guppies at Chattanooga Ed's place. That's very cool. And yeah, it's just so the cross I'm doing, I'll make a video on this because it's fascinating what I'm getting, and I'm really enjoying it. Um, I just fed the fish a big old hunk of fresh baby brine shrimp. I hatched it out late, sort of just before mid morning yesterday. I put it in, so because it's kind of cool in the house when I'm away. I just think it takes a little bit more than it takes about yeah. I schedule it out that's probably about, let's see here, about 34, 35 hours, and then I'll feed them over. So you have 255s, 440s, 220s, a 10 and a 5, and a 3.5. You know what, William? That's cool. That is very, very cool. I, by the way, found the Oklahoma Aquarium Society, and they're having, oh God, this is in April. They're having, this is how nuts this is going to be. They're having, uh, they're having International Betta Congress. And I have this big fear of bettas. I love them, but when you go down that wormhole, um, you can have 45, 50, 100 jars all set up. And so it's all good. I mean, it's just it I would love to go out to the International Betta Congress event. I'm just scared I'll be coming back with bettas. This is happening in April, so the move will be done. But I'm hoping it's the same weekend as the Guppy show in beautiful St. Louis. I'm not going to exhibit fish there. Who knows? Maybe I will. But I am going to drive up there. St. Louis is a little bit of a drive away. It's about 6 hours. And so I'm going to look forward to going and doing that and getting that set up. So let me look up International Betta Congress. I have not joined that club. Yeah, that's just upcoming shows. Let's see, what do they have here? And upcoming shows: San Diego, Duluth, Georgia. Oh, there it is, Bixby, Oklahoma. Yeah, the Oklahoma Breeders, Guppy Breeders, or Betta Breeders Association. Okay, April 17th and 18th. Okay, ifga.org. Let's see when the St. Louis Guppy show is, because I'm just telling you that's gonna be you know how sad. It's the same weekend, and yeah, it's the same weekend. So I had got to choose one. Guess I'll be going and doing the Guppy event. Now I'm looking at the other. There's one in Canada up in Ontario, May 1st through 3rd. Let's see here. I'm surprised there isn't a beta group in Dallas. There's Phoenix, Duluth, Georgia, San Diego, Deutschland. So that's what they have coming up. So, pretty exciting stuff. So, pretty exciting stuff all the way around. Yeah, see, there you go. It's it's the Trans Beta or Trans Canada Beta group. There you go. Yeah, I would like to go do the Beta show, but I'm going to do the Guppy show. I'm an IFGA member. It's close by. Might as well do it. It was their last show. It was like the weekend before I arrived. Hold on, let's see what this is. Let that go to voicemail. And it's my buddy Freddie. That's right. Doug Gray in the house. Welcome. Welcome, 12 here, 12 thumbs up. Thank you very much. Brought this up first thing. I've been upping my my t-shirt game, my Teespring game, and I have bolo gear. Yep, bolo gear. And one of them is, I think, I hope you find funny, but it could be offensive. So I'll let you take a look at it, and you make your determination because I trust you and your ability there. So let's see here. What I do know is this, is that going through and doing the Guppy show stuff and doing all that. I'm looking forward to it. Let's see, when was last year's St. Louis club? Ironically, on the IFGA site, they don't have 2019. It's I forget what the deal was. I couldn't get there. I couldn't get uh to the thing. Oh yeah, last year or 2018, the annual convention was in St. Louis. So there you go. So I look forward to going and attending that and getting that done. Um, so at my fish club group, they're talking about building a fish room, and oh, do you know what? I think you're right, Doug. And now I know why. My company was in a conference, so it was like a convention for my company, and it was in Branson. So I went down to do that. I had to actually put bolo in, boarding. So it's all good. So yeah, really, really good. This is Diet 7 Up, neat. No ice because it's already nice and chilly in the fridge. You know what? Our buddy, our buddy Bob isn't here yet, but I think that he may have been on the live stream that just is ending now. So hopefully he'll jump on in. All I can tell you is this: I'm so doggone excited. It's going out and doing these fish events. It's going to be an awful lot of fun. It's I appreciate going out and meeting people like us, and I'm sure you do as well. And if you've not been out to a fish event, you got to join a club, and even if you have to drive an hour or so to go to the meetings, go do it. I'm a member of the St. Louis Club, and if they did their meetings on like on a Saturday, I'd go. They do them though on Thursday, so it's just it doesn't work for me. Tampa Tom, how's it going? So yeah, going out and hanging out with people just like us in the flesh, in person. And obviously this is a lot like a fish club meeting, except the only person you guys get to see is me, which is obviously a treat and a half. I'll tell you what, I've got the Amica Splendens, and Chewy, is that keeping an endangered native fish that are endangered? Yeah, I would love to actually. But I think for my next couple of steps in the fish room, get that stuff sort of going on from there. Hey, Tampa Tom, lurking is good. Great having you here, bro. Great having you at the event. Yeah, it's I think with my schedule, um I'd like to get Aquashella in Chicago. And I'd like to, hit Gateway. Maybe, in the annual meeting, I'll enter fish for the first time. I'm not going to be in the place and doing the moving and all that sort of stuff. All I can tell you is I have bunches of fry. I have fry upon fry, which is good news. Yeah, I'll tell you what, killifish, that's like bettas. Once you go down that line, woohoo! Here's Bolo. He sort of plops into my lap. And that's the deal. Is you go to the club, you go to the St. Louis club, you can go up there, do the auction, get a pretty good deal. Yeah, I've not bred killies. I would like to breed the celestial pearl danios that I have here. I'd like to do that. Maybe I can do that after I move. I'd also like to try Corey's, and so that's good. And so that's going on from there. So Bolo, here's Bolo, everybody. I'll put it down here so you can see him. You're looking right up at the camera. Yeah, what a good puppy. Yeah, world's most spoiled dog. And do you know what? I have really never been to St. Louis other than like changing a flight. I can remember going back to from when I lived in Minneapolis. And this is the old airlines. This is going to tell you how long ago this was. It was TWA and Trans World Atlantic, or whatever the name of that that crazy airline was. So it was doing a transfer I flew out of Sacramento to St. Louis, up to Minneapolis, and you really can almost get a direct flight to Minneapolis from anywhere. But I think it was the holidays and all that sort of stuff. Here's what happened. All of a sudden, they're doing the approach, and I think my pilot had to be drinking because we're coming in for a landing, and I'm looking out the window. At that point, I hadn't flown a lot, so I kind of like sitting on the window. Now I'm on the aisle, like there's no tomorrow. I love the aisle, that sort of thing. And I'll tell you what, again, flying from Alabama to California, and I was on a 757 out of Hartsfield, and the guy sitting in the middle of the row, he was a big guy. I'm talking about 400 or 500 pound guy, and I flew that 4 hours on that flight, and that flew to San Francisco like this against the window. I mean, it was not real pleasant. And from that moment on, yeah, I'll go in and I'll sit on this on the deal. Bob's at Walmart. Well, we all have to go there. What I like best about Walmart is that you see a lot. It's really good people watching almost at any time. Almost at any time, you can have really good people watching going on. So, and I appreciate good people watching. That's what I like about Walmart. My deal used to be, and it's not as prevalent now, except the hairstyle is getting a big comeback. I used to go to Walmart and wait to see a mullet, and it didn't take long. And I have traveled in international countries, and you still see the mullet there. Now it's not nearly as prevalent, except I saw a dandy the other day. I mean, the guy was in his mid-60s, had a full head, I mean, thick head of hair. I never had that much hair. And he did a big honking mullet. I mean, it was like a mid back one, maybe a little bit longer, like Fish Fam Jesus. And yeah, Brett Hall, great Canadian player, absolutely. Yeah, do you know what? At the Northwest Arkansas Aquarium Club, they're talking about doing a fish collection deal, and they have a guy coming in who is who has collected fish all over the world and brought them back to the United States. And so I forget what the name of the guy is. You may have had him speak at your aquarium club. Well, he works for the Gates Foundation apparently, and he just goes all over the world dealing with helping out with the Gates Foundation. And so he's collected fish, undescribed fish, stuff like that. So he's going to come, and then the next day they're going to go out and do fish collection. Apparently, this guy is very observant Catholic, so we can't. We're not going out till after mass. So we'll figure out how that goes. At Terry's Tropical Tanks. That's right. Business in the in the front, party in the rear. Absolutely. And but you know what? I'm of the age where I could have had a mullet and I never did it. Don't even ask me why. When I had a full head of hair, I mean, good looking head of hair. It's I've said to my nephews, and okay, so Bob Killer said he'd stop going to Walmart to pick up hot women and pay their grocery bill. I'll tell you what, I was in line behind somebody and they wrote a check that Walmart would not accept. And I was stuck in that line for about a half hour because this poor person kept lowering the amount. Well, if I write the next check for $60, can you take that? I'm going, ooh. And, I didn't have any extra money on me because, well, I've got fish. And so, it's all good. So this guy's coming in and they're going to go out and collect they're going to go out and collect some wonderful native species in Arkansas, and apparently there's a creek not far out of town that you can go and do that. And I'm pretty I would like to do it, so and hopefully by that point I'll have plenty of extra aquarium. What am I not? I'm not going to have any extra aquariums. I'm going to fill them with guppies. And hey, I'll tell you a story. This is from my ill-fated marriage, but it's a great grocery store. There's a chain sort of like Costco and Sam's Club called BJ's Wholesale Club, Berkeley Jensen. BJ's Wholesale Club. It's just like Costco. It's just like Sam's. The company I worked for when I lived in Jersey, they gave us like a membership for like half price. And it was actually more convenient than Costco. And Costco was always a zoo, absolutely a zoo. And so I would go in, and so we joined BJ's going from there. So my ex-wife is a Latina, and a very beautiful Latina woman. And so, and if you live in like New York and New Jersey, let me tell you something. It's ethnically exceptionally diverse, which I happen to like a whole lot about it. So we're in this line, and The woman in front of us, they had a bunch of stuff. And she went like and sat down as the husband sort of went and wade through. Well, she wasn't seated. She was looking going through coupons. So they ring it through, and she comes up with a 1-inch stack of coupons. And nearly every one of those coupons was out of date, expired. And so it was unbelievable. So the, Latina, hot-tempered, beautiful Latina, made a disparaging remark uh, about the ethnicity of these people. So the woman with the 2 inches of coupons looks back and flips the bird at at my now former wife. My former wife, she doesn't flip the bird. She drops the big terms. She drops the Effenheimer right there. And I am just like this. I'm just going, I'm just going. And, I'm not a real big person. And she was 5 inches shorter than me. Okay. So I'm about 5'7". She actually shorter than that. She was 5 feet right on the money. And these people were like huge people. So yeah, that went well. And so we get up to the person ringing us out. And she says to the poor cashier, God, this is funny. She says to the poor cashier, um, it, get the move on. You're pretty damn slow too. And I'm going, whoa. So we ring out. We had a bunch of stuff, but not nearly as much as the people with the pile of coupons. I mean, it was like this thing, and this is not an exaggeration. So we get, so we ring up, get our stuff done, and we get to our car before these morons get to their car. And I'm going, oh crap, we're like beating them to the vehicle. So we just quickly got the stuff in the vehicle, got the heck out of Dodge, make sure they weren't following us. I'm not joking. So there you go. That's kind of a funny story. And so it's so Terry's Tropical Tanks, you have salt water, I'm guessing, with turbo snails. And so it's all good. I have to go and prepare. I did water changes and I topped off a couple of tanks, and my refill bucket's just about empty. So probably not tonight. When I get done tonight, I'll watch a little TV before I go to sleep, and just go from there. So I've got to start ordering stuff for the new fish room, and get that rolling. So that's one of the things I have to get done here, and get all that stuff. Realizing that, yeah, March 2nd's coming up pretty doggone quick. And I've got to put in my notice for the apartment. So they sent me a packet. They sent me paperwork the other day about my exit. So it's all good. It's all good in the neighborhood. So let's see, what else do I know, gang? Yeah, just setting up the fish room and doing all that. Trying to come up with something that's workable for me. I'm not planning on doing auto water changes at this point. I'm sure that's something I'm gonna have to figure out how to do some point. I don't necessarily mind the water change practice. I don't mind it at all. So so that's good. It just doesn't. I think some people really don't like doing it. I have no problem with it. No problem at all. So it's I like the entire process. I like the feel. Friend got me into a fight with two tall girls with cowboy boots and a guy in a criminal history. Yeah, fun times. Those are good times, aren't they, Daryl? And a friend, you know how that goes. It's ah, all right. Bolo's back up. For those of you who are playing the drinking game, I think that's his fourth time getting up into my lap during today's live stream. He's eaten plenty. He's drank a lot. I took him out for a walk right before I started the live stream, so he should be chilling out and begin to get some sleep in on the old lap of his daddy. Friday he goes in for his yearly checkup and shots, and I've got to get his medicine as well. So I have to figure out how much that's going to cost. I may stop by there tomorrow on the way home. My vet people I call in, I go, it's Peter. Oh, is Bolo coming to stay with us? Since my hours have changed, occasionally at work, and I'm sure I'll be doing this. I have they're bringing in the company has a consultant that comes to town twice a year, and he's coming to town at the end of this month. So, hey, down the wormhole, D. Welcome to the live stream. So you know, they open up at like 7, and I can take my break at 8. So I'll just run him over there, and so he's all and quickly feed the fish for the second time because I probably won't be done till like 4 in the afternoon. So it's so he's in for 2 days, and that first day will be the real busy time. And I'll find out what time I get to meet with him. So it's which will be an hour meeting, and so that's good. That's all in the positive type of stuff. Um, I've been told, and I have to order them. I have like sort of like a kelp spirulina style wafer for the plecos, and I've been told straight kelp. So I've got to order one of those. I'll do that on payday, and on Friday I'll order those up. Can you really have enough different types of food? I feed my fish basically a different type of food at every meal. So like I gave out this morning at 5 a.m. before I went to work. I gave Doug Graves high protein fish food to all the guppies. And I have spirulina flakes I give the Mika Splendens. And I gave some community style fish to the mixed type stuff, and I dropped in a deal. And oh, cool, Doug, text me on what type of flakes those are, and because quite frankly, and I'll tell you what, it's yeah, let me know what you think. Um, you know what I just love? I love the smell of fish food. I love it. It's a good fish food smell. Oh, anybody in there with me? Or yeah, Doug, you can tell everybody. But I have a feeling Doug's gonna want to test it out, just knowing how Doug does this stuff. But if he wants to share with all of us, it's all good. I'm interested in learning. So I'm interested in learning all the way around. And so that's sort of the deal there. My What other things can I go in? I've been just again just getting things. Oh, it was from California blackworms. Yeah, I heard somebody talking about that too, and a type of flake. So I'm interested in trying. So I'll pick up some of those. The one thing I've had sort of like a checkered past with, and I should look up a video because probably one of you guys have done it or somebody has done this, is that I've had sort of a checkered history with like freeze dried tube effects, that type of stuff. I always find that the fish don't get into it, and I don't know if there's a way for me to go out and do that. Oh, blackworm flake. Oh, that's cool. Let me look that up while we're here. All right, California blackworm. And okay. Yeah, you see, I see that. And here's another one that probably do really, really well is you know, beef heart mix flakes. Be pretty high in protein. And I bet you that would be a cool thing to try. Here's one that has beef heart mixed flakes with 70% beef heart, 20% shrimp, 10% spirulina, vitamin B2, and yeah, I'm willing to give that something like that a shot. So it's so again, it's just Doug, you're tempting me to get different types of food, which I like. I love doing. I love, and I think it's good for the fish if you give them a variety of stuff. Yeah, that's what I saw. Oh, you get beef heart flakes from Ken's. I just ordered bags because now I'm in the fish shipping business from Ken's. I got a big pile there, so I haven't started to use them yet. Primarily because our buddy Logan at Ambist Aquatics sent me some extra bags, so I'm using those, for my shipments as they go out, and so I'm kind of excited about that. Kind of excited about the whole process. Uh, Sorry for yawning. Ugh. I don't know why I shouldn't be that tired. And so here's what I'm selling on eBay. I've got a pack of 20 male sword-tailed guppies, free shipping. It's like a value for anybody who gets in. I have 10 plus 2 fire red cherry shrimp, and I have a fancy Guppy swordtail trio, male and 2 females, free shipping. And if you're interested, just get in on that. We'll get that moving on. Excellent site. Aquaballs. Yeah, you would be shocked what I eat every day. I have like 3 different types of cereals. I need to pick up milk tomorrow. I'm my milk is a little old, so I can't do that. I've got oatmeal. I've got eggs. I made eggs and vegan sausage. Bolo woke me up at like 3:45, so I took him for his walk. Got in, made a big cup of Joe. Started my brine shrimp culture for tomorrow, and made up the eggs and vegan sausage. And got to work, and it's well. Let me give you my Let's see. I'll give you. Here's a link to my swordtail trio. My swordtail trio, everybody. Let me put that up. Hey, Melvin, what's up? I didn't even see you on Saturday, and so great seeing you, buddy. Great having you here. Yeah, so I think a wide variety of foods is really good. Now there are some folks, who feed the same meal for everything. There's some guppy people, high-end guppy people, who like, I mean, they're doing like baby brine shrimp 3 times a day. Not me. I probably should be doing it twice a day, and maybe when I move, I'll begin that process because I like it a whole bunch. The difference is about I'm from the office right now. I'm about a 5 minute drive, and it's about a 12-minute drive from the new house. So I always escape. Get to work at 5 a.m. I always escape about 9. Zip home, eat some lunch. I know lunch at 9 a.m. And then I walk the dog and feed the fish. So it's today I brought a frozen vegan meal to the office and from home. But essentially, what I got out of the office at 9:15, got home, walked Bolo, fed the fish, and I was back to the office at 10 a.m. I mean, it's like a 45-minute break. It's not bad. Not a bad turnaround. And it's just, I think that's sort of the deal. It's okay, Alien World Aquatics. Lurk away, my brother. Lurk away. Pro lurking. Yeah, believe me, I'm watching live streams and, I'm getting in and I'm doing stuff. I think we all do, unless you're hosting it. See, if I got up right now and just sort of like left for 10 minutes or so, that would be one thing. But do you know what? I've seen people do that. I've seen people on their live streams get up and walk away and then come back. I had to blow my nose because my nose started running. I had like an allergy fit in the middle of one. Okay, that's a good reason to go out and leave. Hey, Big Jay's Fish Keeper, welcome to the live stream. Great having you here. Yeah, so I've not been nominated. I've not been nominated for Fish Tuber of the Year. I've not been nominated for an Oscar, Golden Globe, the Canadian Spirit Awards. I haven't been nominated for anything. I'm like Adam Sandler, except I don't have nearly as much money. Mmm, tasty. Diet 7 Up. Breakfast or dinner of champions. So I had vegan. What did I have for? I had vegan dumplings from Amy's for dinner tonight. It was really quite good. I was going to make something else, but it was like getting too late in the game for the live stream. I realized I needed to get it going, and it was like 4:45. Yeah, I've got to see 1917. I've got to do that. Maybe I'll do that after the live stream on Saturday. Go do that. I have to see that because it's just the World War I thing in my family, the whole bit. Let me see. I'm going to be quiet for a second. I doubt you'll be able to hear it, but Bolo's snoring. Yeah, you can't hear it. He snores like sort of like a cat purr. And I'm petting him. I'm rubbing his leg, and on his side, and he's very happy. Occasionally, one of his legs moves around involuntarily. He goes, So that's good. I was just, I felt bad that Once Upon a Time in America didn't win them all because I thought that was a perfect movie. Brad Pitt won. And I don't necessarily have a problem with Joaquin Phoenix winning for Best Actor. Obviously, a great performance. But I mean, everybody in that, and the little girl who was in a couple of scenes with Leonardo DiCaprio in Once Upon a Time in America. She showed up, and she was like sort of the star of all the photos from the Oscars because she had in her little purse, it's probably about a 10-year-old girl, had uh, had a turkey sandwich. And they went, well, there's all sorts of food here. She goes, yeah, I don't like that food. You see, there you go. Yeah, the cars, the music, sort of the idea of what's going on. I mean, really, really cool. Hey, Melvin, Storm Riders Aquatics in the house. Yeah, the little girl's very, very smart, very, very funny, and cute as a button. So, so that's um, and she outacted Leonardo DiCaprio. It's a win-win. It's a win-win. I did hear one joke about Once Upon a Time in America. Ricky Gervais at the Golden Globe said this: "Once Upon a Time in America is so long that by the end of the movie, Leonardo had to dump his girlfriend for another because she became too old for him." Yeah, DiCaprio, by the way, it's hey, um, dating 22-year-old supermodels, it's a heck of a deal. But he's getting to the point where it looks a little goofy. It's hey, Anthony's fishy friends. So yeah, pretty yeah, no problem. Definitely lurk as you're driving home. Don't look at me. I cause accidents. I cause accidents all the time. Yeah, so it's a great movie. I love Quentin Tarantino's work. Most of his movies I've absolutely loved. The movie that I ended up not liking as much is The Hateful Eight. Hateful Eight, not my favorite of his work. But obviously, Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown, so underrated. That's a great movie. Kill Bill 1 and 2. Fantastic. Django Unchained. Terrific. And the only one I'm just sort of going, is you know is is uh Hateful Eight. So yeah, and I don't know. I wanted to like it, Terry. I didn't, for whatever reason, I didn't like it as much as I wanted to, and maybe it's because I was looking forward to it too much, and I just didn't soak it in. When you're going through and you're going through and you're watching a movie, and there are times that you're looking forward to a movie so much. Have you ever been there where you're just going, "Ooh, I can't wait," and then you're going, "Oh, it's kind of a letdown." Yeah, I think maybe that's what it is. I may have been trying to, I obviously the performance of Samuel L. Jackson was terrific. It's Kurt Russell was great. Uh, Now my mind has gone blank with the name of the actress. Hold on, I'll look that up. And Hateful Eight. Okay. And I should know her name because she was in a movie called Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Jennifer Jason Lee, and who is a second generation actress. Her father was Vic Morrow, who was a great actor, who ironically or sadly died. Uh, he was decapitated by helicopter rotor blades during the making of the making of the Twilight Zone movie. And but Jennifer, Jason Lee. I mean, she's just unbelievable. Just really a great actress, and really a great actress. And so I appreciate her and her work. And again, it's and Hateful Eight. I loved Inglorious the Inglorious Bastards. I forgot about that one. Inglorious Bastards was great. Was fun. It was absolutely a blast, beginning to end, beginning to end. And ironically, our buddy, our guy Quentin Tarantino always uses the same actors. Of course, Bruce Dern was in Hateful Eight, and he was also in uh, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and did he do any other Quentin Tarantino movies? Let's see here. Hold on. Hi, this is a fish live stream, and ironically, we occasionally just get into talking about all sorts of stuff. Oh, let's see here. Oh, he was in Django Unchained as well, and so Bruce Dern was. So again, he grabs these guys and just goes out and has all sorts of fun. By the way, Quentin Tarantino's middle name, Jerome. Fun fact. So, are we still busting on poor Bob Kaler, who isn't here to defend himself? At least I said it. Go ahead, keep going. And yeah, the Bob Kaler busting the chops of poor Bob Kaler. Sad. By the way, 15 here, 16 thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for the support. I really appreciate it. So, so that's part of the fun that we have right here on the Mob Guppy live stream. So on Saturday, I got a lot of work done, and considering all the hey, thank you very much, D. I really appreciate it. Oh, Bob is Chattanooga Ed's boss. See, there you go. That's nice to know. It's a good hint. So my little guy, my little bolo, trying for yawning. I slept like a maniac yesterday, so I don't know what the deal is. So I'm looking forward to doing all of that. I'm going to get that fish food that you recommended there, Doug. I'm going to pick that up this weekend and get that going in. I have a question. It's I'm just seeing real quick, and let's see here. and so people can see my settings. Or I just got a note from eBay saying that people can see me now. Yeah, that's why maybe they couldn't see me. I don't know. I've not worked with the eBay before, and by the way, I have a question for you guys. You know what? I have not been getting. Um, yeah, movie question. Go ahead, Doug Gray. Um, I have not been getting those crazy and thanks, Chewy. Yeah, when I was out for a couple of days, that was a tough deal. My voice was out. Yeah, do you know what? I've sold stuff on Aquabit. I've sold a couple of things here, Terry, on Aquabit. I haven't sold anything off of eBay as of yet. Don't ask me. I don't know why. But I've sold stuff off of Aquabid, and I was looking at some of my listings were getting 125 views. So and I've purchased stuff off of Aquabid. Yep, Bolo the Wonder Dog is here. And it's no, I've not seen the Great Jewels of the Rift documentary, but yeah, I just threw a few things up on eBay just to see what happens. Because I have lots of guppies, and my LFS, I've tried to go out and hey, thank you very much, Chewy. I've tried to make a deal on trading stuff in, and I keep missing her. And like her assistant, who may be her son, I'm not sure. He keeps taking down stuff, but she never calls me. So I'll have to try and get that done. And what kind of a tattoo are you get, D? See, my whole deal is I don't have a problem with tattoos at all. I think they're great. I don't have one. And I will tell you why I don't have one. I have no idea what kind of tattoo to get. I just don't. So I've sort of been playing around with the idea of getting the symbol of pi. And because there's a couple of different reasons. There's the mathematical reason. The mathematics, it never ends. It's also the traditional Jewish reason of it's sort of a symbol of God. It again, it's never ending. Pi will always be there. So, um, I like the idea of pie, and I like eating pie too, but not the pie symbol. I my favorite pie, by the way, and I have the recipe, and I'm gonna have to do it. My mom made Rockstar rhubarb pie. Rockstar rhubarb pie. And well, Melvin, your girlfriend's welcome no matter what. And oh, your husband's a tattoo artist. I didn't know that, D. Yeah, it's yeah, you could become uh you could become his canvas. And here's the deal on the tats. And this is not a criticism, by the way. If anyone has this, not a criticism at all. I get the idea of the body tattoos, all that sort of stuff. When it gets into the face, that's where that's where it gets beyond my sort of deal. When you start tatting your face, and a lot of people do it. I mean, it's just I saw a guy, and he must, again, he had tats, his head shaved, and he essentially had tats all the way back, which is which is pretty cool. So your other hobby, Big J's Fish Keepers, tattooing. I've been told, and you tell me, Big J, or anybody else who has a tat or tats, is that once you get one, you want to get another. It's sort of like aquariums, and you know, and so that's sort of the deal. So there's a good tattoo shop apparently nearby here, and that has like a 3-month waiting list to get in. So I guess that's a sign they do pretty good work. Yeah, so it's very addictive. That's all I need. Something else to be addicted to besides fish and the horses. And yeah, it's it so I own there's a website called myracehorse.com, and you can buy micro shares into horses. It's I think the cheapest one they have right now there is $90 for a share into a horse. And I own shares in 5 racehorses. And it's an investment, but it's also kind of a cool thing. If these horses do well, that all my horses are 2-year-olds. I have now 3. No, I have 3 3-year-olds. It just became 3 at the beginning of the year. And well, one of my horses was in the Breeders' Cup. So it's co-owned by Eric Johnson. He's the managing partner. Lazy Daisy is her name. My other horse is Wayno, and Wayno just got off his break. He had a really good race. Yeah, he first couple of races sort of figuring it out. Third race out, he won, and then he didn't do so well at the race following. And they did a scan. They found out he had some inflammation, so they gave him 60 days off, and so he is in the process now of getting ready. And yeah, cutting horses, heck, that's a skill. Okay, Bolo, you want to get down? All right, for those taking shots with Bolo, that's his 5th time hitting the floor, and he's drinking water. And so he's either going to want to come back into my lap or he'll go upstairs and go to sleep. We'll find out what the deal is. I'll make the call here in a moment. So, yeah, so Lazy Daisy, it's she was in the juvenile horses, and yeah, I'll tell you what, with horse care, they I mean, it's these horses are looked after really carefully. So one of the Select Bet, welcome to the live stream. One of the horses I bought into, I think that she had her first race, and I've asked, and I've got to call the company that manages them and find out what's going on with Daddy's Joy. Daddy's Joy had her first race out, and this was middle of December, and she hasn't been out since and has not been working out. So I don't know what the deal is, and they have not given me an update. So it's I'll find out what's going on with Daddy's Joy, and so it's just in fact I'm going to look right now and see if they've given us any type of update on Daddy's Joy, because that's the horse that that's the only one that is going through, and okay, they're going to be sending her apparently to a synthetic track. So she's in the middle of a 60-day off. So hopefully she's back up and running and ready to go. But I own a 2-year-old female that is not named yet. They've sent in the stuff, and she is her sire is American Pharaoh. So I own a share in her. I own multiple shares in Wayne O and in a 2-year-old called Solar Strike, and Solar Strike is out of Tappet, who's one of the big stud horses. So it's sort of my hobby, and so yeah, so that's all good. That's all good all the way around. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about getting the fish in, getting the set up a bunch of aquariums, um, and just going from there. Vinny the Mooch, welcome to the live stream. Hey, no time is late. Anybody, here's my rule. Simple rule, everyone. Anybody who comes in and joins the live stream, I'm pleased to have you here. No matter how long you're here or what have you, I know how busy everybody is. So I appreciate when you're here the whole time. But really when it's all said and done, I'm just happy you're here. And I really appreciate it. And so I appreciate you taking time out, because there's so much stuff going on, especially on a Monday. And Mondays are a busy day of the week. So as you can tell, I've been yawning a little bit because, you go through all that stuff and have from there. So my hope is, with the fish is just, I would like to show some of these fish. And I think my only opportunity to do that, just to be fair, because of the moving and all that. It's Monday, Doug. It's Monday. And it's yeah, so being Monday, it's all good. Looking over at trio of swordtails I set up, and it's just crawling with fry. I mean, crawling with fry. I have the Roebuck Reds and another one, again, crawling with fry. I have one tank with swordtails where they have not dropped any fry at all, and these females have become huge, really freakishly huge. So it's the Calgary Stampede. It's great hockey and all that sort of stuff. Well, gang, it's coming up on Bob's Steam Thought. It's going to be coming online here pretty quick. I'll make room for him. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you for hanging out and taking time out. And yeah, I love the Kill Bill movies. Those are just Quentin Tarantino. That may be his best work. Thanks for watching again. And I really appreciate having you here. And we'll see you on Saturday. I'll try to have a video out midweek this week. So I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Mobb Guppy, where the Guppy is the mob. Join the mob today.